Right, the meeting has been called to order at 6:35. And this meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-mass.gov. And it's the Eastham Human Services Advisory Committee on October 29th, 2025. So, and at this point, we're all present, which is wonderful. Thank you for all attending. And Pat from the Mustard Seed Kitchen will be our first agency that we see. And I'm not sure if she's coming through Zoom or walking in the door at this point. I also, when my last Thursday morning after a meeting on Wednesday, somehow my email got semi-hacked. I don't know, all of a sudden I was, people were getting this Evite from me that was not mine, and you couldn't open it. Luckily, they couldn't open it, or it didn't seem to, but I got some emails back from people, and a couple of them were from agencies that I would, but not everybody got it in from my contact list and such, but you know, it went out, and I, you know, so I'm and I'm going off to have Mohs surgery, and I'm, you know, finding out my email's been hacked, and I'm that night talking to my son he's on a flight, and we're texting back and forth, what do I do? Anyway, I think it's all secure now, and, it'll happen again. So going back to some of the emails, I'm hoping that everything went out okay, because that was one of the issues. When your email has been hacked, that your email may go to the wrong place, even if you know, kind of a thing. So I have heard back from people that I have emailed, so it seems like it's working all right now. But, so we have our, you were all sent the minutes from January 22nd. I mean, from October 22nd, from last week.
Yeah.
And that's the first one that we will deal with. Oh, where is my bag? Did I leave it in the car?
The January 22nd meeting, that was our final meeting, there was a.
Yes, and here it is right here. So here's my phone. That's what I was looking for, just in case there's an issue, I give people my phone number.
First.
Um,
I'm not, I won't. Yeah.
yeah, so if we do the October 22nd,
Mhm.
our last week, and, Billy sent me all her notes and stuff, and I, just put a heading on them basically, and did a few little tweaks to them. But if you've had a chance to look through them, if anybody does need a copy.
I need a copy.
I did. Print a couple.
A question if we should be putting in the minutes that the town is likely to ask for an override.
We could delete that.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Put that in
Yeah.
there.
Okay,
Somebody read it, they could put crazy.
so let's delete that.
If
And I will do that and get it sent off. And don't know if there's anything else.
We were just talking about. Basically.
yes,
It was nice to, you know, it's like they were there when I got home. And, so if there's any, I'll give you another minute. If anybody would like to make any, other corrections? And then I will welcome a, motion about the minutes.
I move we accept them as revised.
Okay. Any
One second.
seconds? All right, so the motion is that we accept the minutes as revised and seconded. Any discussion? Any further discussion? No. All in favor? Any opposed? I don't hear anything, so I guess we, and I haven't seen anything, so I would assume the police is, okay. The minutes have been passed, have been passed as amended, and now I don't know, let me just check my email, if police was able to get it, and if we don't have a chance to do those tonight, then we will have them for next week, for the January 22nd meeting. Because I don't see them, but that also could be, I found things, emails I had written, people had answered, and they went to my delete box. So,
Hi, Kate, this is Felice. I guess those are minutes that I owe you from last year.
yes,
Okay, I'll go find them and I'll send them to you tonight or tomorrow.
okay, and then we'll have them for I'll get them.
Right.
Because that one particular one, we need to approve and have it on the record that we approved it. The rest of them we have done,
Okay,
okay?
yep,
All right, thank you, Felice. And, hopefully when we, after Pat is here, we'll have a little bit of time to discuss, our conversation with her. And, it's such a lovely night out there. I actually hope she's not coming out because that she is going to be on soon. Because I couldn't believe it. I went to go out to take a little walk at like 5 o'clock and opened the door and it was like, oh no. Oh, no, it was just, yeah, but, it's always good to hear from her. So I will tell you for the next week, the two agencies that we have, so I'm sure to get that to you before we get too caught up in other things. First will be the Children's Place at 6:45. And Aaron's going to be coming.
Great.
That'd be great. So get to talk to Aaron again.
Yeah.
And at 7:30 is Food for Kids. And Jen Gale will be doing that. So, and they will be two good ones. And then I've tried to get some of the bigger agencies in the next couple of weeks out of that too.
Yes, unfortunately, I won't be able to attend next week,
Yes, yes.
so
We'll have somebody,
somebody might
yeah,
volunteer to do.
Gilda's good at doing, she has volunteered before.
All right.
Yeah.
And I purposely picked the Children's Place so that knowing that she wasn't going to be here, so that, she doesn't need to hear what you worked in.
Yeah,
And, then also, Food for Kids. You may even know that organization, I don't know, but
I
you'll,
do, yes.
yeah,
Especially like right now,
yes,
in these times.
yes,
Yeah.
and, but it will be good, cause last year, when they hired somebody to run their organization, it really helped them. So they still have Jen doing it, and I think that it'll be, good to hear because much of their undercurrent is federal funding, so it'll be interesting to hear how things are going for them.
And we haven't received any more applications.
I haven't heard anything from Erica
That's too bad.
but yeah, so we didn't get anything from Independence House, but,
Other people get more.
but it does sort of give us the leeway to, have a little bit of money for the couple that came back this year, but we'll see how that goes. Okay.
Like, did your machine has.
Oh,
been rebooted
Wayne?
7+ days.
You reminded me. and-
Click yes. Yeah, I would think I read.
Not sure the baseball. Home.
There's some kind of a little message up here, I don't know. And you're the system management, it's for you.
I like his shirt.
I was just gonna say, you have to see your shirt. You have to, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, and so she's so,
Be a period again.
okay, So we're back. It was like, okay.
Show us your shirt.
You want your
No,
flow.
no, no, no.
So we need your.
Oh dear, all right. Oh, I hope Pat makes it. But,
On my application for,
This motion.
yes, must be, there wasn't a budget. Was I the only one who didn't get one? Or I just didn't know if maybe mine didn't get copied.
where is my copy of that?
Did you find it? I got like 4 pages.
Each thing.
So, yeah.
And number 5 maybe has which services would, but
Mine is just the director on that.
we have number
one.
5.
Give them $1,000.
I don't have that one. That's,
Huh?
okay, as long as it's,
We only gave him 1,000?
So on the, I don't know, that's the very back.
We got it
This
in
is the
here.
next guy.
I heard funding from.
Yeah.
No, we gave her 3,500.
Yeah, I can't even find,
Yeah, that's it.
my copy
No.
is
Um,
here. I know
Well,
it.
they remember, they were just a very, it wasn't this the woman that came in with her
That's
friends.
funded.
She
Okay,
goes
I'm
out
sorry.
and do
How
things
does it
like
down here?
strictly
That's
so
volunteer.
she might be.
Strictly volunteer.
Enough time, right, have enough time to do it, but she just does her work.
If I remember.
Well,
correctly.
I think that if you look, it's all volunteers. I'm not
Yeah,
sure there's any
yeah.
kind of a budget other than
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
She-
spend
she
it all
wanted-
on food.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that will be a
Yeah,
question
she
to
can
ask
do
them.
that.
I have a feeling that they,
Have a budget.
because I remember reading it today and it was
But
like,
Yeah, they only, it's all
Yeah.
volunteer and they just
why
use
don't I
their money
have it?
for food, right?
Oh, there it is.
but they have to submit to the town every month, every quarter. Correct? How they're spending the grant? Isn't there a process?
There is, each quarter they have to
Quarter,
show,
right,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, to get their funding, they have to fill out a sheet.
Fill out that sheet, right?
Well, so,
Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Next.
yeah, I know, but it's what's, I've had everything all together and it's not in a place. I feel like I'm falling apart when I was fine.
You're still fine.
Yeah, but I had everything all together in one place.
If you're like at my house. there's
Oh, there
never
it is.
just One place.
Right underneath
See,
the other.
go figure.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, and I'm pretty, we gave them the 3,500 last year. Um. But. So they give the 3 meals per client per week
Right,
that they can get.
can I? Since they're not on it, we're not on it.
Yeah,
Okay, on page 2, okay, so we gave them 3,500. And I'm not questioning how much we give them or how much they get, I just wanted to be. Then it says general contributions on the second page. The Center on Aging gives them 1,000, is that in addition to our 35?
it was last year.
Okay,
And I'm not sure it was I remember Bev talking about that they were maybe going to back off on it. And that could be partly why she's asking for more money. That they have backed off on theirs, so. Which is really. Yeah. Just make sure.
So when they're
Yep.
saying 3 meals per client per week, they're making 3 different deliveries during the week, or just 3 meals at one time?
I think that was one of the things, I remember that last year, I think. Might have been 2 deliveries and, and I think one day they gave 2 meals.
Okay.
But I'm not exactly sure that that's how they did it. Because it was all volunteers doing all the cooking.
Right.
And she had the, they had standard recipes that they used. Which they had made, they know how to make large quantities of it. So, I mean, talk about a real local,
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's.
You know, she's working out of the, A commercial kitchen?
She would have to be
I know, because they big
I
pots.
think it was like one of the churches.
in one of the
or something.
churches, yes, yes.
Let them
And,
use their.
and so they do. But the piece
Yeah,
that was
first
different
aggregate,
than
right.
Meals on Wheels is that you didn't have to qualify by income like Meals on Wheels or, age,
You just,
kind of a thing. That it was, somebody could,
She's projecting that she's going to be increasing the number of meals by a third. Which I think is probably totally right. On page 3, she puts it that we're seeing 1560 this coming year.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
year was 1284.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, for sure it's.
for sure,
For sure.
if you think of the people who, yeah,
She, am I reading it that she estimates that it's $5 a meal that it costs them?
Yeah,
43.
yeah, times $5, yes. I think that's what she tries to keep
Keep it
as
under.
her budget when she is shopping.
that's gonna be hard.
And she
Yeah.
did all her shopping at Stop and Shop, and they didn't give her any deals.
No, right.
and the prices have all gone up, at least 10%, first of all.
Could she go to the, family pantry or the,
Well, I think she got some things in
Yeah.
some ways, she may go do things like at BJ's or
Okay,
something.
food banks or whatever.
So you could buy,
Oh.
because you can buy large quantities of things.
This is how she got her
Well,
money.
they
to
really
do every-
prices.
Ugh,
It was amazing how little she spent for what she
For what she
produced.
said.
Most families of 4 couldn't do what she
Yeah.
does.
no, right, right.
There was 2.
Oh, I know, and she was, and they were hot meals
Yeah.
that she
Yeah,
was
And
producing.
good.
And people.
Yeah, not just the food, but the
Yeah.
containers, you gotta pay for all those. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They're recyclable. And she gets them back.
she might,
Maybe.
but then you've got to be able to wash them in a,
I don't think you could do that.
no, because you'd have to wash them
They'd have
in
to
a
walk, they have to be sterilized.
sterilized.
Sanitized.
So you couldn't necessarily recycle the
No.
container. So, yeah. It is. Still don't see it, yeah.
And just one last question, then I'll back up and go home.
Oh,
503C versus a 501C. We always ask if they're 503C, and she said, no, we're a 501. And I looked it up. And a 501, or maybe somebody knows, allows tax deductible contributions. And a 503C is the pathway to get reinstated into a 501C. Am I?
yeah, because it says here. Yeah, is this a 503? I think that might be a.
It might be a typo.
different.
You
Might
think
be a
that it's
typo.
501?
Yeah, on our application, maybe. I don't know.
Is there a
I'll have to
five oh
check
three?
that.
See?
When I looked it up, yeah.
Yeah, because it's basically a 501 is what we are expecting in this town.
And that-
Yeah, that's what I was
then
thinking.
I bet it's a typo then.
Yeah, I'll have to
When I
say
saw the
something too.
503, it was like, it
Yes.
has to get reinstated, like the person had lost the ability by being found.
Because I know Erica didn't change that, but I can have her look at it and make sure that it gets,
That could be, because it's one little.
because,
So you look it up, that makes, I never took a difference.
yeah, I always, because you sort of slur over it, a 501c3, and it could be easily be a 50.
And then I would see her saying, get a trick question, but.
Yeah, yeah,
What do the other people say?
because they have to provide that to the, a copy of the certificate
They
to
used to
town
include
hall
here.
to get their money.
Okay, on the one for, it must be a typo on her application, maybe because it said Lower Cape Outreach. Asked, is this a 501C?
Yeah, yeah.
So I
So
bet
it
it's
must
a
have just-
Oh,
typo.
but see, this is printed off the town website and it says 503C.
See?
Uh,
Okay.
So I will have to go to,
For what it's worth, AI says that that's a mistake.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you.
That's probably when I looked at it.
I will check, I will get a hold of
AI.
Erica, and it can
Can't
be
build it.
fixed.
Yeah,
If
right.
we're just gonna, if anybody questions on it, now we basically have an answer. Cause,
Nobody probably would ever question it.
Lori, who used to be the, assistant in the office
Yeah.
is helping Erica in her transition to taking over this job. So it's like you've got all this knowledge in the office with her.
Yeah.
Erica's eating it. It's wonderful because Lori's loving it, being able to sort of train her. And, so it's working. But anyway, so we still haven't heard from her.
Recall?
I
This
could,
one says primary.
That.
I know, I was just checking my email to make sure that, I had sent something to her on Friday, I did. And it was for today at 6:45. And it also has the Zoom link in it.
Yeah.
So at this point, I guess, we could, I could talk to her on the phone.
Yeah, maybe she, I would give her a call and see if she's there.
Yeah,
She's got Zoom access.
she could Zoom us. Still,
508-349-2049.
204. As long as she's stuck in her kitchen. What happened to it? It just went away. There it is.
I guess it looks like it's a common
I see that
error. Yeah.
totally.
Almost interchangeable. How is she supposed to go? 6:45.
So I wonder if they get referrals. for
Hi,
this-
Pat. It's Kate Berg with the Eastham Human Services Committee, and we are meeting at the town hall right now, and probably you're not gonna get this message now till Thursday. So when you do, though, give me a call back and we will figure out how to proceed forward. Thank you. Bye. I didn't leave my number. He has it. But
So how do they get, do you know how they get people signed up? Is this people approach them individually? People go to the senior center? Word of mouth?
I think,
Social workers or
the senior center knows about it.
Right, I know this.
So if they had somebody that needed it and potentially in the
Navigator.
town, like, any of the public health or, whatever,
Right.
they may, so that, that is a question.
Yeah.
I do remember that it was a big demand, that there some people really liked the food.
Yes,
Sure, that was.
they were happy with the food because it was homemade
Home-cooked,
and
home-cooked.
it wasn't like a long delivery time. They were able to get it to
Yeah.
people, so it was like, yeah.
Says contact interested individuals should call for more information or be placed on a wait list.
Because they could only make so much.
Right.
It says she delivers meals on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So,
That's how she does the 3 meals.
yeah, the 3 meals.
Probably on Thursday, she drops one up the week.
Yeah.
I think they gave them 2
2
meals, yeah, yeah, and that's like. And so part of their volunteers were their drivers. And then they have their cooks. And
Yeah, do you have to vote for it each week, or do you just sign up and you get it?
Doesn't say that.
Yeah.
no, I think it's
So,
ongoing until
Ongoing.
you,
Say, you know.
and I think they have a sense when they do the intake, what kind it was
Yeah.
going to be, because I remember one where it was a couple, and this was from last year, and I think the wife died, and she kept feeding the husband because she knew that he wasn't
Able to cook.
going to cook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or at least initially, and he needed it, and yet they came into it because she was the one that was ill
Okay.
and such, so. There's a lot of big hearts and compassion, and it is the kind of thing at that point, to be able to either sign up for one of the other things, or like our senior center, you can go and you can pick up some meals, and they do deliver some, but that also requires, you know, an ability to do that in that situation, probably. I mean, she could tell that it was going to be better just to keep delivering the meals, at least that, and get them that much.
And I heard that there's, in Wellfleet, there's like a lasagna. you
Well,
know.
Lasagna Love is around
Yeah.
everywhere.
Okay,
Eastham people, their flyers are in the library and stuff,
Okay.
you can do it, and you can, my sister does it in Virginia,
okay.
and,
Oh, what is that?
Lasagna
you
love.
can call up and ask for a lasagna, and somebody makes it for you and delivers it to you. And so you can get on that list to be to make it, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
You
you
know,
make
make
it.
make
To volunteer or to get it.
Or to get it,
You know.
or to get it, because my sister said
Wow.
she's willing to bake.
Yeah.
If there's restrictions on it.
Yeah,
And so she said, yep, I'm the one who gets to do the gluten-free ones, and I'm the one who gets to do. So she's doing it after her workday and stuff, and, but she said it's something that she can do.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that is
Okay,
around here, yeah. And I think if you just look up Lasagna Love, you'll get the details.
Yeah, you
And-
can narrow, you fill out a form online.
Yeah, and it narrows down,
Narrows down to.
Just to make
you
some
do a volunteer
volunteers out there, yeah.
so that person
Yeah.
who's baking it is not driving a long ways to deliver it.
Right.
Okay.
Really
You
good.
usually drop off, usually
Yes.
it's not.
Yes. And it's, a lasagna is just one of those things that it's, there's a lot of different varieties, but you can make just a basic lasagna
Yeah,
and it's not
sure.
too bad, so, yeah. And it could feed a bunch of kids.
Do you have to qualify to be a lasagna
No,
cook?
no, you don't.
I don't think so.
You're not funny to make spaghetti,
I love it, but
just
it's
throw
well.
everything in there.
Yes.
Yeah, our families have taken advantage of that often, the families that we care
If
for.
you're working till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you've got these kids and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
To have that, to
Yeah.
drive by, when you meet in or at the children's place, they deliver it, come up and meet you as you're sitting there.
Yeah, there's a lasagna love person who lives like 3 doors down
I
from
think
me.
we have lasagna shop.
And it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know, Family Collaborative does that too, occasionally has meals.
Yeah.
That they can give to parents and stuff too, because that's one of the things, how they broadened some of what they were doing was working parents. Because again, if you think of.
Yeah.
They, it's hard to come home late and have.
Yes.
It's like chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I know,
Guess
it's-
everybody will just have chicken.
Yeah. So, yes, and cause I know Family Collaborative brings meals to the senior center too.
Yeah,
And has them
yeah, they
there
put a
and
ton of
stuff,
food
but,
out too, ton of meals out.
yeah, and cause they came to us a couple years ago and looked for funding, but they haven't been back, cause I
Right,
think
right.
I think they have figured out other ways.
Yeah.
Though they were one of the places, they did come back and see if the town had any money for it, but I think they do their. You can go there and have a big meeting and they will cater it and they,
Right,
it's a fundraiser for them and, whatever, but. But they haven't come back to looking for money. Okay,
that's
so
fair.
that did come in. but-
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
couldn't finish this time. Message from me. I can let her begin. Hello, Pat.
Hello, I am so sorry. I'm telling you, I am such a space cadet. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a video for me and I don't see one.
There probably should be a little, like camera kind of icon.
Yeah.
And if you click on that,
Okay.
anything.
Okay, I see. Start
There
video.
you go.
Yay.
All right.
Oh my God. I'm telling you. I was like, the phone's ringing. Why is Mustard Seed's phone ringing? I am so sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, we will, we will. We've been looking at your application and having a discussion over a few things and such.
Okay.
But we did, first of all, just how are things going? Hilda was just looking up something and you have a waiting list?
Yes, can you believe that?
Yes, we can, actually.
I have a waiting list in East Hammond. I have a waiting list in Wellfleet as well. And, you know, right now I'm currently at 28 and I don't want to get back to 40. I mean, honestly, the whole team is getting old.
Yeah.
So that seems,
yeah.
so that seems to be a real issue, you know, and I keep telling, each week it seems like everyone is medical, something has happened here, and you know, it's like
Yeah.
constantly, you know, something's always going wrong. So I think trying to keep it at 28 is where we need to be. And
Well, you
so,
need to figure out how to keep doing what you're doing, but not
And,
need the
yeah.
services yourself.
right, and keep a balance there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things was, how did you get on the waiting list? So how did people find out about you?
Okay, so the only way they can get through to me is through like the council on agents for each town, elder
Okay.
services.
Okay.
I would say hospice could get a hold of me. Sometimes the Outer Cape Health, you know, they go through, I'm trying to think of what's that. There's a special name, but sometimes, you know, but I try to get everyone to really go through the elder services because they're the ones that are keeping track of everything. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they have their Meals on Wheels and such. so
Right,
they,
exactly.
you know, are doing it. So then they can coordinate and whatever.
Yeah.
Because you take people who might not qualify in other places.
Right. And that would be, and the way I would get those people are really through hospice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you know, or like the Outer Cape Health, you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And they would recommend calling you and
Yeah.
such. And you know, and as people might know about it and suggest it to somebody that they know, but not.
Oh, yes, and that happens a lot. And then when I tell them I cannot take them directly,
Yeah.
you know, and I give them the phone numbers who to call, and it's
Yeah.
easier that way. You know, who am I to qualify to say whether or not, yeah, you really need me or you don't? And you might need more services than I can even provide. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
So-
yes. So, right, you basically have a way, somebody else is making the decision to
Right.
have them on your list.
Yeah.
Which it takes that pressure off of you. I mean, from what we understand, if you're doing all the grocery shopping and all the cooking, you really don't have time for that.
Well, and I wouldn't know how to qualify anyone, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't have that connection, you know, out there to, you know, really, you know, to consider whether or not that I should take care of them.
Right, and it's too hard
know.
to say no when, and let somebody else do it.
I know, I was watching the news. That was part of the distraction and watching to see how Jamaica and these other
Oh, yeah.
islands.
Mm.
Oh my God, and to see certain towns completely like leveled. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
And they're, because there's no power and there's like no internet, people here can't find out any information about family, and we have so many connections to Jamaica. And,
Right.
it is pretty, scary, though. I did hear one person who said, we're the kind of people who want to get right back at things, and we will start fixing things right away, that's just the way we are. And,
Yeah.
it was a wonderful, positive attitude, but first of all, they've got to remove all the trash that's there in the mud.
Yeah, and the dirt, debris and things like that.
So at this point, you are still doing all your grocery shopping.
I am.
And do
I
you,
am.
do you
Huh?
get food at all from the pantry?
No.
And,
Could you,
yeah, they might give it, I don't know.
could you do that, Pat?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah, they probably wouldn't do it because you're a different entity, but you probably, I mean, they're Stop and Shop, and you do BJ's at all?
yeah, and I do BJ's, and that's really, I get the bulk of my meats through BJ's, you know what I'm saying, at a lower or discounted price. So, and I work hard, to
Oh,
buy
that's-
things, buy things that are on sale. But everything's going up. And when I received my profit and loss statement from the accountant yesterday, and then on checking my figures, what I would, decide what goes into, like the packaging of the food,
yes.
the food itself. And then, I give to the church because of the propane. And I'm debating whether or not I should even include that in part of the numbers. So I pay for the propane now because it was just too much for the church. I mean, they pay for everything else. So once a year, I give them a donation. And last year, I gave them like a $2,200 donation. And that really did cover the propane. Honestly, up until a couple years ago, they covered all that for me, the lights, the heat. And I covered everything else, the equipment that's in there belongs to the mustard seed. Well, technically now it belongs to the church. So
Right,
so
but they carry, so you have basically an industrial or a.
yeah. So I have a commercial kitchen, and anything that goes wrong with my equipment, I pay for the maintenance of it. So I was debating whether or not I should include the propane in the cost of food, But if I did, it would bring it up to like $5.85, So
Yeah,
versus right now, I said $5 flat, but when you start looking at everything, and I had not had a recent profit and loss statement, so it was interesting.
So beyond the propane, do you have to pay overhead to the church?
No, that's what I'm saying this is our 29th year
Wow.
that we've been doing Mustard Seed Kitchen at that church. And I think it's pretty amazing that that church has really supported our mission, to do it. Yeah, so it's hard to believe I've been, with doing this for like 25 years. That's hard to believe,
yeah,
Yeah. So
that's fantastic, but, yes. Yeah, and you know, and you've got a board and it's just, it sounds like you have you work really hard at keeping your costs down. Cause I
Yes.
would think, I mean, just packaging the food, that piece right there costs.
Yeah, the packaging went up from last year to this year, you know, and I pretty much do the standard, you know, like every year I might buy, you know, like 5 to 6 boxes of the metal containers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what it was last year versus this year, it surprised me. It was like maybe $300 more, you know, in the packaging costs than it did the year before. And so you never know. So I think it's great that you women are willing to be there at night.
It's true, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why we also really are happy that we can still offer the Zoom, that it's, you know, okayed for us to have meetings in the varied format, because then you don't have to travel here to attend a meeting.
Yeah.
And like Felice is also not here, one of our members, you know, we've had people, you know, not be well, but they can still attend, or they're
Right.
someplace else, and it really, you know, because tonight was not a nice night for going out and such, so,
Do
all
you
right.
expect that you're going to get any money from the Council on Aging this year? We see that
Yeah.
last year you said you had 1,000.
Yeah, last year they gave me 1,000 and this year
They're saying,
well, I didn't approach them, you know what I'm saying? So,
Alright.
but last year, you know, I felt like, maybe that was like the last year that I was gonna receive anything from them, you
Okay.
know? So, and I know the money that they raise through the thrift store and things like that, so much of that money goes back to the community where they pay for the luncheons, you know, that the people attend, you know, or supplement other people as well. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, so, you know, we can even ask them if they're going to do it, and it may, you know, sort of give them the reminder.
Encouragement.
Yes, that maybe this would be something to do, with a little bit of background, and so.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're, yeah. I don't know, it's just. It's
I
like,
don't know how you can feed people for $5 a head.
I don't know how you can either,
And really your costs are $6.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's really more ballpark figure. And that's not to include the increase in food costs to you. That's everybody's food budget's gone up at least 10%.
yeah.
Oh,
And it's
and you know, during the summertime at Stop and Shop, I swear to God, our food cost goes up 40%. You know? You know, it's ridiculous, you know? So, so when I say I work hard trying to keep the costs down and the people happy, and it was interesting though, because I take this 96-year-old to bingo every Tuesday. And I realized one day when I was delivering, I don't know why I ended up delivering, but I delivered to Eastham. And I realized that one of the residents that I was delivering to actually goes to bingo. And so we were talking. So one day I decided during the summertime, and I don't normally do this, but I gave them egg salad sandwiches with pickles and chips and, you know, the whole 9 yards. And so I go to her, so what did you think of today's lunch? I hate eggs. And I was like, oh no. She says, oh, I can't eat eggs. And I says, okay, now I have to keep that in mind, you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, trying to make everyone happy, you know? But, you know, so most of the food she enjoys, but yeah, when that was not the response I was expecting. So it was fun.
That's too bad, I would have eaten it, but you know, yeah. Because that
Yeah.
is, you know, that's hard when you've got it, you people, you know, thinking of likes and dislikes, but also allergies and
Right.
things, you know, they need to avoid and. You know,
Yeah.
try to make them healthy enough. I mean, you can't,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
on
So-
that budget, you're not buying all organic, fresh everything. I mean, it's just not.
Well,
possible.
you'd be surprised, like all my soups and everything. I mean, all the ingredients that we buy are fresh, you know, the
Yeah.
salads are fresh. The vegetables I give, you know, with the protein is always fresh, you know, I don't use very little do I ever use frozen.
Yeah.
And
Good
so
for
I,
you. It's amazing, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, people get comments in my cart when they see my cart every Sunday. Because there's all these packages of, you know, spring lettuce and then, you know, the carrots and the celery and everything that's going along with the meal, you know, potatoes and broccoli or whatever will be the, you know, the entrees, vegetable. So they're always like, who are you feeding?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
a lot more than you are probably. That's amazing. And so it's 3 meals a week. And so when you
Yeah.
deliver Thursday, they get 2 meals or?
So on Tuesday, we send out 16 ounces of soup, homemade
Okay.
soup, along with the salad and then the main course. So this week it was like it was a bean soup, like a Tuscan bean soup, which was
Oh.
delicious. And then again with the salad. And then I think this week we just did like American chop suey. So, you know, and then on yesterday, I actually had them make this Asian chicken salad. So it was, you know, coleslaw or cabbage, you know, all kinds of different vegetables. Again, with the romaine, with the rotisserie chicken, edamame, you know, and I had them fill it in with carrots and things like that. And then they dressed it with an Asian dressing.
Now.
Get me hungry now, Pat.
Okay, you think comes up and you press no. Okay. Thank you, but those sound fantastic. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So they're,
Yeah.
getting great food and variety. That's amazing. But we might have to follow her around the grocery store. And see. I find out figuring out what to cook.
Yeah.
Well, you should see me on Friday nights. I start, you know, like dreaming, what should we have this week? You know, it's just like, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm tired of cooking.
Yeah. I think so.
But
Are you trying to recruit new people to help cook?
I am. I always put in like an advertisement in the church bulletin at the not at the Congregational church. And I usually ask them to put in a bulletin. Seeking, I don't know where else I would, you know, other than, you know, every so often I can get the Catholic Church to do it for me because that's where I belong, you know, I'm a member of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so between the two churches, but I mean, when I look at everyone, I mean, they're all my age or older. There's very few that
There's
seems.
many of us out there, you know, where it's an
Right, but-
aging population around here. for sure.
Exactly, you know, it doesn't seem like I don't see very many in their sixties that are willing. You know, they want a vacation, they want to enjoy their retirement, you know.
For a
So-
while, yes, they do. And I was,
Yeah.
Can you,
the library could also be a place you could
I
post
think
something.
Felicia wants to.
right, well,
So Felice, what were you gonna say, Felice?
well, what I was gonna suggest is that you call the Provincetown Independent, and I know that you can put in
Ooh,
a
get you an
small
article.
ad. They probably won't charge you because Ed Miller, the owner and editor, is a very decent guy. And they might also want to do an article on the public service that you provide because they're very, they've
Very
had
much
many,
attuned to that,
Yeah.
yep.
yeah, there are many, many articles about human services organizations or individuals who
Yeah.
contribute, you know, to their own towns or
That's a-
neighboring towns. And, but
they
certainly
have-
I'm sure he would allow a small ad in his classified section that
Okay.
you could run and modify periodically depending on, you know, what your needs are or what you want to publicize.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, I only request like 2 hour, you know, a minimum of 2 hours on a weekly basis or whenever they can come in. You know, and
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's my soup group works on Monday, and then I have a group that works on Tuesday that's my team, and then another team comes in on Wednesday, and literally it's only a 2 hour commitment. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's actually
Yeah.
not bad.
But I mean, that's a side certainly of the Outer Cape that very few people, I think, are aware of, certainly on an ongoing basis. They hear about Pres Hall, they hear about community dinners for social reasons, but not
But
for
even
necessity.
well, you know, it was interesting. It surprised me. 246. Have you heard of them? They're a community dinner that meets on Tuesday evening, and they've been running it out of the Methodist Church for the last, say, 10 years. And I now they've moved to the Catholic Church. So it kind of surprised me that, you know, so I don't know what is going on that would have
Here in
happened.
Eastham or Wellfleet.
In Wellfleet.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of these organizations that are under the radar, either because they just want to serve their immediate community or congregants,
Yeah.
or they don't have the resources to do more and they don't want to feel that they're in an awkward position because they can't participate or you never
We can't
know.
enlarge. It's like, it would be hard for Pat she can't take on any more people, but yet at the same time, it could be known that you're out there and you could also even get some donations,
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
could help offset the propane
That
or
would-
something, you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and I think you've been around doing this for so long. It's like, it's part of the community. I think you know,
Yeah.
the independent, it's the kind of story they like to have too.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And the other thing is, I have 2 shows on WOMR, which has a lot of community programming. And they have a town crier, and usually it's up to the discretion of each show host about how much of the announcements and which announcements they read. But I certainly would, you know, be happy to, you know, read copy. You just have to send it into the station. And
Okay.
you know, and then I can tell them to be on the lookout for it. And I would be more than happy to give what, you know, publicity, so to speak, I could give on my shows and let other people know about what you do.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
And the other person you should think of who has a much broader range is Candy Hammond, who has
yeah.
a weekly show on Thursdays. I think it's 11 to noon. And a lot of times, certainly in the summer, she focuses a lot on show people and cultural events. But this is really part of Cape Cod culture itself. And
It is, you
Sure
know,
she knows about it, yeah.
yeah, I think that's what I love about, you know, this community. It's people helping neighbors, and it's really, I mean, there's just, you know, we came from Connecticut, and even though I was in a very small town, I would have not had the same impact as I do here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And we appreciate it. We thank you for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And at this point, we are going to be needing to move on, but thank you for coming in, even if we were
Yes.
late, it was fine. I think we've gotten our questions answered.
So Kate, if you could do me a favor, the
Sure.
things that were suggested, could you email me from about the
The
WOMR?
WOMR, yep, I
Yeah,
will.
okay.
And the independent.
Yeah, yeah, I
and-
wrote
and
the
it's police
independent.
And and Candace, yeah, because
Yeah.
Candy Hammond she's a lovely woman too, and she would be interested, I think, you know, especially, it may not be, she's going through shows, but say come January, she may be very happy to pick up something else too. But I will email you those pieces.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna also find out from the COA how they're doing with their funding, if anything's coming that way. I
Yeah,
do have to tell you that we have been asked to level fund everything, or at least what we, you know, have. So, you know, it doesn't mean that we can't shuffle things around, but we're, you know, our hands are a little bit tied this year, and, but we, look to see how that our money is well spent.
right.
And, you
Well,
know.
I will appreciate anything that you guys are willing to give me.
Okay, yeah, we appreciate that thought, and, we, you know, and as usual, we make our recommendations to the, town administrator and the board, select board, and so this all is the funding to start July 1st. And, we hope that you can keep on going, and that some of these other avenues give you a little bit of a little more spotlight on what you do, because I think it's great. And we appreciate you zooming in and meeting with us tonight.
Okay, thank you. It was good, and it was very nice talking to all of you. You have a great meeting. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, so she's gone, and we
It's always been like so entertaining and fun and amazing. Every year we love seeing her.
Yeah. You look at the energy that she's, I mean, 25 years doing that
Yeah.
weekly. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bound my head against the wall about my own meals. And to think about you doing this for other
I was
people.
gonna ask if she had a rotating leg.
Yes, yes, you're next.
Honey, hi. How are you?
Good, it's so nice to see all of you again.
See you again.
Okay, I'm just making myself a note there. Okay. Hi, Jessica. You came out in the cold. It's still,
I love this weather. I
Oh.
live in California, so winters are still novel to me.
oh, okay. And this isn't really winter. It's,
No, no.
I think it's the dampness that gets to me
Mhm.
after a while. So we do have, I mean, you've met most of us. At the table, we have Billy Ann Starks, who is new this year. This is Jessica Greenberg.
Nice to meet you.
And, from Mass Appeal,
Yes.
another one of our favorite local little,
Yeah.
that's been around for a long time too. And, we moved it in a lot of good directions. You've got your little pamphlet, everything is just like, so. And the place is a buzz when you walk in the door.
It is actually the Two Crows, created the pamphlet. And it was before my time, so I can't say that,
Oh, right.
that was Rebecca Holmes. We've had, we've made quite a few since then, but that's the old trustee one.
Yeah. That's good, that's good. But I think you've got, you know, I guess new people into town, or some people might not know about it, but I think the people that do, I mean, it was great to see, you know, you're dealing with the schools
Yeah.
and really, you know, helping them get things for kids. I mean, because I just feel like it's so nice to have, you know, that avenue and, but also where you were thinking, you're working with like some of the senior centers, the councils on aging and the Lily House, you know, that, you know, a whole nother.
Well, I think that I told you, I don't think I came last year. It was the year before.
I think you zoomed in last year because I think something was going on.
Something was going on. Yeah, I remember the first time clearly, but
Yeah.
I remember telling you guys that I was just trying to figure out how to run a business at that point in time.
Right.
You know, in the last 6 months, I've really kind of come into, you know, the position of directorship of a nonprofit. And therefore I have the capacity to reach out more. And the board and I, I have a top-notch board. I have new board members. I have a young gentleman, so
I noticed that.
he's he's just delightful. I mean, I can't say enough good things about all of them. I consider them all friends at this point. And we got together and we talked about what we wanted to do as far as growing. And we agreed that we didn't want to grow as an outgrow our home. And we didn't want to necessarily grow like outside of the Orleans Rooster, you know, chat. And we didn't want to go too far out and overextend ourselves.
Right.
But what we could do was utilize what we already had, and what we have is clothes and shoes and stuffed animals and blankets and pillows and toys. So we thought, why don't we try to bring what we have to people who can't get to us? So that's when we've just reached out just recently to the councils on aging. And we're just beginning the next board meeting to kind of talk about how it will look, how we can meet those needs. And I mean, and it's pretty easy, right? They'll call us and say, you guys can too. Well, anybody can, really anybody. If you have someone in mind, just call us, let us know their sizes, we'll personal shop for you. And one of our 40+ volunteers will drop it off. So it's just what we're just using what we have.
Yep.
And the same with Lily House. That might look a little different. I'm not sure. But hopefully I'll see the gal. I can't think of her name. I have so many names in my head.
Yeah.
Lisa, I think that we'll
Yeah.
meet up in a couple of weeks to see what we can do to help Lily House. And that's slightly different because the families come along, and so we want to be able to provide games or puzzles or, you know, comfort things to the
Yep.
family
Yep.
as well as
Yep.
the client. So
Yep.
yeah, it's just using what we already have, which is what Massville's always done, which is what we'll continue doing, is utilize what we already have and just spread it further.
Yeah. Well, it's smart because you know, you can't overextend yourself and then things just don't,
Right.
it all implodes and such, but,
Yeah.
to keep it running well and keep it being, you know, but trying to at least let more people know or to, spread it out and make it easier for people to get to.
And and the hours are still limited, but we're run fully by
Yeah.
volunteers, so we may not be able to extend our hours daily, but we are going to begin. I just got approval from the board, like a resounding yes, to have evening hours. We'll start with one Thursday a month, maybe 4 to 7:30 or something.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because probably you don't need to go too late,
right,
but to do something so that after work, people could
Yes.
get there. I think that
Absolutely.
would make a big difference.
absolutely. I mean, there's so many parents that want to come that just simply can't. And then Saturday morning comes around, you're like, "Oh, I don't think I want to drive to Massfield," but maybe a Thursday evening after dinner, or right before.
Yeah,
So we're really just expanding our reach in that way. It seemed natural and so it is, so.
yeah.
Our social media presence is totally grown. We've made so many new friends, so people coming, I think that you've come to Massfield, have you?
I've not.
You've
no,
not,
not
oh, well, then
yet.
you must.
Yeah.
I like your sweater, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I think you brought us gloves once.
No, I
No,
know.
Matilda-
Yeah.
Very
Matilda
special.
did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From Amazon.
Yeah, that made some of
Yeah.
our board members teary.
It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah, and I start knitting and trying to use up my
Yes.
yarn and make net hats, and it's like, I know where I can bring them.
The moms are coming in, and they're like, we see you have gloves, but we'd like the ones that the grandma's knitting. So I've been getting phone calls and they're like, well, I've just been sitting here watching shows knitting, and I mean, it's like. They're prime, everybody adores the hand knitted anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it is something people use just to stay busy
Sure.
on our part, but yet, and you can only wear so many hats at a time. My family sort of.
They get lost with the little ones. It's
Yeah.
this one gal. She like added an extra piece, so she tied them together so that the moms could just, untie them and put them on the little hands. Yeah, so we're excited about that. Yeah, I mean, everything at Massfield is just absolutely wonderful. Just a blessing.
That's good, that's good. And I, feel like it's, added the pieces to it that just are, there's food pantries, there's such, but to have the place where the clothing and some of the household goods, the linens and stuff,
Right.
having that, and it's easy to get to.
There's still no paperwork, right? There's still there's nothing but like write your name in your town and do you have children in your home and or do you not? And what it's really become is kind of like, it's really sweet that there's like the folks will go on their like little way. They'll be like, okay, I'm gonna stop at the post office. Then I'm gonna get a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. And then I'm gonna go to Mass Appeal, and people come with their little dogs, and it's become a vibrant community just inside the doors of Mass
That's
Appeal.
great.
Everybody gets to know everyone, and I'm constantly introducing people to each other, and it's just become like a little hub on a daily basis, a little hub of joy. It's ridiculous.
That's nice,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
great,
it's
that's
just
great.
wonderful.
And it tucked away there too.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
amazing.
People are finding us.
Yeah.
I had a family come from Sandwich to donate to us. They said,
Oh, wow.
this was just this week, and I said, you're from where? And they said, Sandwich. We drove an hour just so we could get to you to donate to you, because you're the only ones that are giving things away for free.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Wow.
what? Amazing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
if many of the places, I mean, like the pantry thrift shop,
yeah.
they use the proceeds to,
Yes.
supplement the pantry
Right.
as such. So, but they do have an avenue if people needed the clothes, they could get them,
The
but,
family pantry.
yes,
Oh, I
and
love
like,
Paul.
lower Cape Outreach,
Yeah.
they do have a little bit, but it's small. It's not the extent of what you've got.
Well, that's okay because they've got food and we don't, like it all.
Yeah, it all works
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
we
yes,
just share,
yes,
we just
yes.
share. I mean, and recently, now that I've become a lot more confident in this position, and I know the Outer Cape better. I know, I
Yes,
know some
right.
of, like the key, really important people in nonprofits now that I'm able to introduce myself and chit chat and get to know people. And so it's just really special to see what these enormous nonprofits are doing,
Yeah.
but still, they'll send people to us for clothes,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, but they've been wonderful. LCOC, Homeless Prevention Council, Harwich Family Pantry. They're always supporting us. The Knights of Columbus are bringing us new coats for kids.
Oh,
We're-
great.
We're really blessed. The community just shows up for us. We just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah,
That's great.
but it is this one little, it's like this collection spot, and it is a hub.
It is.
And I think
It
that
is.
it does work because the Knights of Columbus want to do something,
Mhm.
but they're not going to give, where are they gonna give them out?
Right.
But here's a spot that families
Yeah.
come to.
They were really excited this year. They're like, guess what? And it's so great. Like, it's just, I don't know what to say. I can't. I still every day cannot believe that I get to go there.
Yeah, but I think
Beautiful.
I'm after, as I was cleaning out some things and I found, the article about a previous, it was just like, it was like serendipity that you sort of ended up
Yeah.
there, I think.
It was.
And then taking it to the next place, Chris Austin
Yeah,
got it all go.
Mhm.
But she,
Yeah.
they got it going from sitting around talking and started this. But it needed to go through different evolutions and it's maintained itself. And I think each time, there's layers that get put on, it grows.
Well,
And,
Chris, I cannot say enough about Chris. I said to my kids had a project and they said, we have to talk about the one person who's influenced us the most in our life. And like 10 years ago, I would have said Jesus, which is probably still true, but like it has to be a person. And I said Chris Austin, and my husband was like, really? And I said, well, yeah, she's taught me everything I know about nonprofits. She's not even just taught me, but gave me the empowered me as a woman to know that I could do something like this.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really full circle. When we get in our board meetings, we just kind of look at each other like, all right, now what?
yeah,
Yeah,
well, because you've got a good group of
we do.
people
We
on
have
this
a lot of
board
fun.
too. You've attracted some good people there, so.
I think they're lucky to have you.
Oh, well, I don't know them. I know. I mean, I'm not trying to make little of what I do there. I know it's a lot and I know it's different and it's just so reciprocal. It's just so reciprocal.
Could I ask what food to encourage is?
Huh?
Food to encourage. I'm here and I have no idea what that could mean. Under food pantries.
Is that the right
that
one?
No?
Oh, that's LCOC. Oh, good. I was like, I don't have to.
Ah,
do something.
Could you answer that question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm glad that you have like the menstrual products.
Yeah.
Because that is such,
Yeah.
it's an expense that
Right.
is, eats into budgets and.
You guys know, are we being recorded?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Wasn't
I got it.
one thing,
Say no on this.
one thing so Cape Cod 5 supports our menstrual equity program. And, the ladies and I had talked at one point about what menstrual equity was, and if we're looking at equity for women in that specific area of their bodies, we wanted to include, menopausal women and their needs. And so when I go purchase the needs for our 13-year-old granddaughters and my kids, and I use every age, and I will tell you that the need for undergarments for older women as a necessity and something that's difficult for them to pay for out of pocket. I have 5 women that come to me on a regular basis, like once a month, to get Depends or anything like that. And Chris and I were talking about how we find that women's equity, You know, there's different stages of life and we want to be there for all of those stages. So we kind of took a little bit of kind of like, you know, we're pretty sure Cape Cod Five's gonna be okay with taking care of women in all of the ages,
Yes,
stages of life.
yeah.
And then well.
Because they wouldn't unless they were asked. And given the incentive to maybe consider it, because
Right.
it's the kind of thing that they, you know, they just might not think of it.
Right.
And yet that is a major expense.
It's
It's
huge.
like kids'
Yeah.
diapers, but there is some support for that in places. But you get to the other end and they are.
I'll talk to Mr. Thielman, I think it is, when I go to Philanthropy Day, I'll ask him what he thinks about providing money for us. But yeah, I mean, that's just, it's really eye-opening to see those essentials they're necessary. I mean, they're like a right, you know, and so I have maybe 12 women of all ages a month come in to actually get them, and I know what is they prefer, so I'm easily able to get it because the funds that we have provide for the women that need it.
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
it's been great.
Because I think helping our women has some things, but
Yeah.
not, not with everything else, or maybe as easy access, and I don't think, you know.
Well, what was it, Wellfleet Adult Center? They just gave us Depends, and it was wonderful. I was like, Sally, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just, it really is all these little or big nonprofits really helping out the littles, like, we heard you need this, so, yeah.
Well, because it's also one place, as just as I said, it's sort of the hub. You can, you know, this place has it, this place has it, you know, instead of making people travel to 5 different places, if you could have,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
and they can go to the post office, get their coffee and go.
that's exactly right.
And,
Exactly right.
and have a sense of it's a place that's welcoming and,
They know they're
They
one
get
of
it.
us.
yeah,
They get
yeah.
it too.
I,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that makes it a lot, because I was reading, it was someplace, it was dignity and
That's right.
respectful.
Mhm.
I mean, that's truly important.
It's a core principle of Massillon. It really
Yeah.
is. And it's been a core principle since I think that the women started,
Yeah,
you know, sharing their children's clothes.
and such, and
Yeah.
because it really matters. All right, does anybody else have any other questions? We are, you know, another one
You
really,
know, I just wanted to introduce a new sign-in system
Okay.
to track, is that like a computer thing, or you're just
Oh, no.
keep track of people by hand? or-
If I could, the last step in my journey of directorship is learning how to use Excel. And I've been like, so a couple of years ago when I sat here, the way that we had our system of having people that would come, they would put Jessica, Eastham, and then they would put the amount of people in their home. So I would put Jessica Eastham 4. And then we would go through and count. We'd start with let's get everybody in Eastham. So at the end of, you know, one day, it might look like 80 people from Eastham came in
Yeah,
because I'm counting all of the people in the family. And finally, we're like, this is just not working. This is not giving a representation. I mean, it worked then, right? But we're growing and we're changing. And so we really wanted to get a real feel of how many actual people walk through the door. And out of those actual people, what's the makeup of their family? And we felt comfortable asking how many children under 18 and how many adults. It's probably, so it's like your town, kids and adults. And so the way we count it now, which is I just went through an entire fiscal year of counting this way. And I brought you guys Eastham's FY25 numbers because I thought you guys would be really curious.
yeah.
Now I will I'll send you a copy of this.
Okay.
I'll write it all out for you. But so the way it looks, like the first quarter of FY25, for it's like a 3-month period, 295 actual people from Eastham walked through the doors.
Wow.
Now that doesn't mean that they're all different people. It could be the same
You're right.
Could be the same.
Right, family.
Could-
Right, and that's what we want, because we're building
Okay,
community,
so,
yeah.
okay.
So it could be, it could be my family 4 times in 3 months.
Mhm.
So these are, I know a lot of these applications say unduplicated, but we don't have a way to do that unless we gave families like a number, and we're
Yeah.
we're not gonna do that, cause
Right.
that's not what we do.
Right.
So with the understanding that this is duplicated in clients. But out of the 295 people that walked in, 638 adults combined live in those households, which basically shows like a lot of 2-family homes or
Right.
maybe 1 family, and there were 124 children allotted in that 3-month period that families came in to get
Wow.
voted for.
And that's a 3 month period.
Yeah, and so it goes between 295 people walking in the doors to our highest number was 347 people in the second quarter walking through our doors. And so it averages between 638 adults to 687 adults.
Wow.
And between 124 and 196 kids, and that's the makeup.
Okay.
So in the summer, sometimes you see an increase in children because there's some
Right.
visitors staying in East Town.
Mhm.
But when you get to out of summer, you really get to see like, you're seeing a lot of
Mhm.
older single people and then 2-parent households with kids. You can very clearly see a pattern.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's important to note that these are not unduplicated.
So, but they're only the people that are coming to take things, not people to come to donate.
The people that come to donate is
Is that,
it's constant. Like on Saturday, we received like 50 bags of clothes.
oh,
Mm.
wow.
Yeah, it was.
But you're not signing, we don't,
We don't,
when I brought
no.
things, you don't sign in on the sheet, so that
So
it
they're not counted.
doesn't, they're not counted.
They're
That's-
coming. Okay.
Oh, but yeah, they're not
Yeah,
unless they shop, which most often we
I
try to.
would think they would shop, right?
Some people are not comfortable with shopping, or they're like, oh no, I'm giving, I'm
Yeah.
not paying.
Because sometimes I know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Encouraged.
please.
Yeah, but I mean, even our giving, it's like, it's a different feel of people coming in. It's, it's just all types of people from everywhere. Like,
So some clothing is not, really acceptable. It's too old, it's too worn, too dirty, too whatever. What do you do with that?
That's the biggest issue we have. There's no good answer for that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So what we've done, and I think what's been going on for quite a few years is, whatever we don't put out, so like right now, we're getting into winter, so we take anything that's summer that's not stained. If it's ripped, we have some volunteers that like to try to sew things or add a button.
Yep.
But if it's not something we can wash and repair,
Mhm.
then it will go to Salvation Army. But like anything that's off season, we put them in boxes. We have like 30 boxes of
Okay.
summer, and
Yeah.
we just haven't even started to switch over to winter until this
Okay.
weekend.
Yeah.
I convinced the board to let me get a storage room upstairs at our where Mass Appeal is. And so upstairs, we're able to keep all the winter coats that we've collected all year long. We didn't want to lose anything.
No,
So
that's
we're
great,
like
actually, you-
orders.
Yes.
Stuff. Like, do you need, I have enormous boxes of just men's swim shorts and then just women's swim clothes, just in case somebody this winter is like, I'm going to Florida, just go run and get the box.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do, is be like prepared for anything. So we have a little storage unit that our landlord, let us borrow. And so the more, like right now, I've reconfigured where everything is saved, where we put everything storage. I just completely overhauled the whole thing. And this weekend, we're putting it into practice. And if we do what I've mapped out, we're gonna have a real nice ebb and flow. And we'll be able to easily reach things that are not seasonal for people who might need them. Just run in and grab something for someone
That's
and
fantastic.
give us more space.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, the board was like, you do that, you do that. And so that's what we're doing this weekend. And I just think it'll make it easier for us to see what we have and make it so that we can, like, if we know some clothes are stained or they need to be sewn, we can have a box or
Mhm.
5 that say, somebody try to fix these, because there's so many people that want to
Yeah.
put a button on something. Like, one of our biggest pet peeves is like, when there's like a pair of jeans and it doesn't have the little hook, because like my husband was like, hey, a couple 5, 6 months ago, he bought those little clicks, so you can just
Yeah.
click the hook back on it, and he was like, hey, just fix a little click on it, you know?
Yeah.
So, because it's hard to see things go to Salvation
How many
Army.
volunteers you have?
45,
Oh,
yeah,
My goodness, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
okay.
right now, a lot of them are people who live in warmer climates in the winter, so
Okay.
they're
They're
leaving.
starting to dwindle.
Yeah, we're starting to dwindle, so if any of you wanna volunteer, you're welcome to. Yeah, I mean, we'll still have about 25 or, or so, but, it does dwindle in the winter. But, I mean, it seemed to get fairly quiet in late fall and winter, but it's not, like, not now, people
Yeah.
coming in constantly.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of social media, because of our presence and our ability to reach more people. But it's like hopping every day.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
And
so
I
cool.
think
Yeah.
your evening hours will probably
Yeah,
be
right.
good.
Yeah, and those are attainable. Those are easy for us to do. So we're gonna hopefully get that started. It's probably gonna be just probably in December, because we're gonna need to, especially if the Harwich Family Pantry is able to give us toys like they do every year. We have to be able to get parents able to come in and get toys for the kids.
Yeah.
So.
How do you handle Christmas? Do you do Christmas boxes or anything for the children?
So what we do is we've partnered with Harwich Family Pantry. They are part of, I think it's Toys for Tots. And so each year they get more toys than they have kids. And so somewhere around like the 16th or 17th of December every year, like last year, that was the reason why we asked for storage, because we had so many Christmas and Hanukkah holiday toys that we had to put them somewhere. So all the toys that we put out, we create this little like my desk in the whole office becomes like a little store of toys. If you guys want to come, then it's the most heartwarming thing. And we let the parents in and we just let them take what they'd like. I mean, and it is like, it's a tearjerker. It really is. But that's how we give out it. So it's not a program that we fund, but it's a gift from the larger nonprofits to Massive Goat. And then we just set it out and we get, little volunteers that have this specific job of helping the moms and the dads get the toys for the kids and put them in the bag. And we just have a sign-in sheet. Like, last year we just had a sign-in sheet and we wanted to know how many kids we were shopping for and what town we lived in. Right.
Fantastic, yeah. And, it is at the end, but at the same time, they get, at that point, it's like
It is at the end, it is, but this year I think that Hanukkah falls closer to. One year, we were so devastated because Hanukkah happened, but we didn't have toys yet, and it was just like gut wrenching because like we're here for all of the holidays and like after that happened, we said like, we don't care, you need to be like, let our partners know that I'm taking 100, I'm gonna shop for Mass Appeal Kids, like, we're gonna do it because it has to be equitable, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and now that you have some storage, if you have
That's
things,
right.
you'll be able to.
I have about like 11 or 12, maybe. I have like a little fake snow machine under my desk. Like boxes of toys that have never been opened just under the desk right now, just waiting. So
That's great.
everything can.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. Bring your clothes and come hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Do we have any other
I-
questions?
I got
guess.
Are you shy in any areas like, gloves?
Yeah, I know.
So
Or
we,
boots and I think there were problems with boots and things like that.
Yeah,
this year, I think the big need is going to be like thick socks.
Uh,
Because we've been collecting gloves like nonstop, and so we're good right now on gloves, but I think that one thing that last year that, we got the gloves out, and then especially the men that are working like out on the flats and the women that are working the flats, you got any of those big socks.
yeah, those good
Like
thick
that
socks,
Timberland
yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
so. I think that's another thing I intend on utilizing any, like, East Coast company that sells anything remotely close to like, I know that you guys were the ones that said, go ahead and give it a try. I never felt confident enough to go to like
Absolutely.
these, you know, fancy corporations, go like, hey, you wanna have this, but I am now, but I am.
Yeah,
now,
I agree.
I am now, so we'll see if, you know, maybe they wanna give us 100 pairs of socks.
Yeah.
Or something, I feel I can do that now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a total different end of where probably many of your customer or clients are, but I know Lululemon has a, do you know what they do?
Yeah.
They make too many of something and therefore they're
Oh.
trying to get rid of it.
Right,
So, and I know that that sounds, we're talking about Lululemon.
right,
I
right,
can afford Lululemon,
Yeah.
right.
but they make too many. And then they're trying to get rid of it. So you might wanna,
because I was thinking of Darn Tough.
And-
I was thinking Darn Tough too.
What-
They're fantastic socks,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Darn Tough, I think from Vermont.
but and they do have some of the socks you buy, they give money to, organizations.
They're good, Bombas. If you buy one, they give you one.
I keep trying with Bombas, so far no luck, but I'm not giving up. And then there's also, is it Timberland or, and then not Skechers.
Darn Tough.
LLB?
Or Duluth.
Duluth, yeah.
For men's.
They
Work
got
stuff.
That's the word, yeah, that's a great.
I think I'll just draft a letter
Absolutely.
and then just pen in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
story's gonna be the same, we're a nonprofit on the Outer Cape and
right,
our men and women that are in the fishing community are cold feet, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
they do.
Yeah, that could be an advertisement for them, actually.
Okay, all right, I know, right?
Oysterman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them, do they eat all soup? Do they have hamburger?
Yeah.
That's good ideas.
All right, well, we thank you for coming in.
Oh,
And
Great.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's always. nice
Very
to see
good
you guys.
stuff.
And we noticed that you basically asked for the same amount, because we are on a austerity budget also, but,
Well, I'm well aware of what's going on in the economy and I'm not, I just wanna, thank you guys for, you know, inviting me and for continuing to support that for like any level.
okay, and thank you. And so we will make our
Confident.
recommendations and
Yeah,
proceeds
do that.
along the regular way.
Yeah.
You know, to the select
Do
board,
that.
town meeting, et cetera.
All the fun stuff. In the meantime, do come to Massville and you especially bring your, because you got a really cute sweater.
I have a bunch of stuff in my closet.
Yeah, yeah, she has kids and she also
Oh, good.
works.
Hey, I'll tell you guys this thing, Cheryl, ladies, there's, Orleans, Cape Cod Charcuterie.
Oh, I
in
saw
Orleans.
that. They were doing their exchange.
They
this
are,
week.
it's a free women's clothing exchange and every bit of clothing that is not got taken by someone there is going to be going in my car, going back to Massville.
Okay, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
seeing that.
They
Yes,
just
yes.
asked us, so if you guys wanna go do that, it'd be fun, just bring a bag of clothes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So fun.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
you guys have been great.
Okay,
Thank you very much for coming in, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, you
Bye. All right.
If
Very
I have
fun to
something I don't want anymore and it's still pretty nice, I'll ask my daughters. And then they'll like, don't worry about it, Massville will take it. I mean, they want to get a second
Yeah.
to think about it. It's okay, Massville.
Okay.
And then, Mom, what's Massville? And I tell them and they're like, okay.
They are.
Yeah.
And it really there's parents at the children's place that do know about it, but it's always one to have in your back pocket.
Oh, for
because-
sure. Yeah, I think, I don't know that it's, well, we're working on outreach and engagement for families in the Outer Cape, but I think just reminding people, like, it's just a matter of constantly reminding our participants, and we're always vetting resources, like, are you still doing
Yeah.
it this way, or are you still doing it that way? So I'll happily go and scope it out. and then
Yes, yes,
report
yes.
back.
It is, and it is.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
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 And she's always there when it's open and it's
Oh,
like, you look
yeah.
at what her salary was, it's like, yeah, right. You
Yeah.
know, she doesn't get paid very much
Yeah.
for all that she puts into it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And, you know, and as I said, maybe the last meeting, she has really grown from when she started and it's really given her a lot. But, you know, I've been thinking as she gets more, you know, some other nonprofit is gonna scoop her up. But it is a great place.
Yeah.
It is a good spot.
Awesome.
And it is a good volunteer spot. And a lot of the volunteers are often people who have used it a lot.
Mhm.
So it could be someplace that a parent who wants to do something a little bit, maybe as a need to do something.
Sure.
You know?
Good idea.
It's just, I just feel like that sometimes that's the bridge that might help somebody.
Mhm.
But anyway, okay,
Interesting. Wonderful.
yes. And so, and she asked for in the same amount of money, but I feel like these two, it's a great way to start. Because they're such good organizations and they are so homegrown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
man, still,
Awesome.
running on
Yeah.
that, just the volunteer
Yeah.
energy, it's amazing. But, all right. So next week we have the Children's Place and Food for Kids
Yeah,
and,
kids next week.
yep, all kids next week. And,
Great.
it'll be another good one. And good luck at your meeting. I hope they
you.
give you good
It'll be
information.
interesting. I'll be curious.
Cause I know it's been a hot topic that keeps poking its head up.
Yes, yes. So we'll have to see what they have to say about regionalizing elementary schools.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're holding a bunch of sessions at each elementary school, and the one for Eastham is scheduled, of course, for next
oh,
Wednesday evening, so. I
oh,
wanted
And
to,
with her son just starting in it.
yeah, I
you need to
didn't
be-
wanna miss
Yeah,
it.
no, you
Yeah.
do, because
Oh.
there's some important things that you really need to think about.
Mhm.
And I won't do it. I haven't been involved with the schools, but anyway, so we will be, I will entertain a motion, so it's so moved that we will adjourn the meeting. Any seconds?
Second,
Everybody in favor?
Bye.
aye.
Right, and no one's opposed, I'm sure. Okay, and we are, officially over for the night and,
Next.
Good night.
yeah, good night, Felice.
Bye.
Good night.